I'm drunk again, now it's dry as dust in the wind. The storm's rolling, I feel the wind. Rain won't wash me clean again. Hard to forget when I always forget. I blow it off, take another hit. Try not to care, it takes too much time. Run away to get us out of my mind. Wait, I don't think that I know you. The way you're looking at me, I won't see, so we'll drive away. We'll bounce out, say highway up, like we're never ever gonna stop it. We'll drive away, we'll bounce out, say highway up, like we're never ever gonna stop it. What's your name? Well, you don't know mine. 3, 4. Feeling good, I got a buzz. My mama done knew who the hell I was. She told me the road get cold, but my ties are burning like my eyes ain't shows. Pass the bottle, give me a sip. To hell with that, I need a big old sweet. Next to me in the front seat with a cigarette burning like a summer heat. Well, I don't think that I know you, but the way you're looking at me, I want to, so we'll drive away. We'll pop the top, say highway up, like we're never ever gonna stop it. We'll drive away, we'll pop the top, highway up, like we're never ever gonna stop it. We'll drive away, we'll pop the top, say highway up, like we're never ever gonna stop it. What's your line? Well, you don't know mine, bro. Talk to me, 'cause I got some else on my mind.
The chemistry of a good band, like the kaleidoscopic equation of lyrics to music to beat of a good song, requires a strange kind of alchemy. Enough understanding from one to the other, often unspoken, to complete some unseen incompletion. The right amount of mutual vision to be chasing after the same thing in the first place. Somebody willing to be the small spoon on a long road trip off of low-paying gigs that cover dues and not much else. The right amount of friction to embolden a spark, and enough sense of family to support and feed that flame. And then, you know, the talent and grit and all that easy stuff.
I got money on my mind.
The first time I met up with Kenneth Burnt Morrow, Justin Majeski, and Casey Dillon, Oklahoma's bluegrass outlaws, the bottom of the barrel, I was scouting out their sound with the Outsiders crew on a rooftop on 23rd. They were celebrating a CD release party for their album Sober. The energy was killer, and it felt like the kind of punk bluegrass that held tight to some roots. The band gave off the vibe of a moonshine stash in the cellar and a loaded revolver in the glove box. I got together with Kenneth and Justin sometime later at the Lost Highway Bar in Oklahoma City. I've been known to enjoy a cold pop or two, but they were going twice as hard as I was. By the time we sat down to talk some personal history and swap some occasionally semi-criminal stories, the conversation was already pretty loose. They argue and interrupt each other like brothers, finishing each other's stories with the wrong endings. And you can imagine the kind of energy that they'd fire into a garage jam. They're rowdy and rough around the edges, but their love is clear enough to see. Justin brings his voice and gift of songwriting. Kenneth carries his bass, a lack of pretension, and some not quite disguised darkness from harder days. Conducting an interview with them feels a little bit like driving a bumper car with no steering wheel, which is what you probably want from any frenzy by way of fiddle operation.
Really, honestly, like, we knew each other, like, forever, but then we got together. One day he was like, hey, man, I love bluegrass. And I was like, dude, well, that's the only genre I've never played in my life, because I played everything from jazz to blues to anything in my life that you could possibly think of. Classical music, weird shit.
Piano, you should hear this guy on piano, though.
So he was like, come over and we'll play. And I was like, cool, man. He was like, I play bass, but he sucked really bad.
I did. It was bad. It was really bad. And then I did a bunch of acid and DMT, and that helped me.
This guy was praying outside, and I had to walk out on him.
I've had some weird moments. I'm sorry.
I had to walk out on this guy, and I was like, man, what are you doing out here in the back, dude?
Okay.
And he was on his knees, man. Like,
Okay, first off, when you're doing psychedelics like
And
that,
I don't
you need
know,
a
man.
controlled environment, and he won't shut up ever.
I was playing guitar. I was having a good time, man. I was high as hell.
I'm like, dude, let's
But-
chill, do some acid.
No, dude.
Whatever.
That
dude.
wasn't.
I was like, chill, dude. You gotta relax in the moment and
Yeah.
let this stuff take control,
Well-
and he won't shut up.
Sorry, man.
I love you.
My ADD. I have ADD. And, like, that was not happening at all.
I feel like we're at a crossroads where the interview could go one way or the other. So what I want to do now is ask you, where did the bluegrass come from?
Everything went bad when I was 13, got adopted. I was going crazy. I lived with my friend Patrick, and he showed me this band, Old Crow Medicine Show, and that's when they first came out with Wagon Wheel. And, I mean, I was in the closet. I was like, I don't want anybody to know because I'm all about metal, and I got to be hardcore. But 10 years down the road, I've always wanted to start this bluegrass band.
What did you like about the bluegrass?
Mainly the musicianship and the harmonies. I sucked at harmonies. He taught me everything about singing, but it was just like how everything can blend together and sound so beautiful. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I love bluegrass. I mean, traditional bluegrass. It just hits me in a certain way. I just can't explain it.
Yeah, he really loves the traditional stuff.
I love traditional bluegrass. It's
I
just
like to
like,
mend everything together.
Well,
but
you
he's
said that that's the
traditional.
one thing that you hadn't played. How did you respond to that?
Well,
he
honestly,
took it like a
man,
fish in water. I mean, he was like, because he was always like, I mean, just playing the sickest, craziest licks. He came to one practice and then I remember fell in love. It was crazy.
Yeah, dude, it was really weird actually, because like I always told my uncle, because he says Oklahoma's where dreams die. He's from New Jersey, but he told me that, and like really, I don't know, man. Like I feel like there's a lot of roots though with bluegrass and all that. It derives from the blues, and like you can really relate to it whenever actually you're putting it together, the structure and stuff.
Oh yeah, I definitely
So-
agree with that.
Let's talk about. I mean, that's a hell of a thing to say, and I know a lot of people feel that way. The idea that Oklahoma is where dreams die. What's your response to that idea?
I'm not gonna lie, I've never heard that saying. But I've always been around musicians that try to help each other and just try to grow with each other, and it doesn't matter what genre you play, but
Right.
everybody's always for each other.
I
and
take that back.
loving each other.
I would chase you down.
A few beers and several ill-advised shots later, we joined up with Casey, the fiddle/singer/parent of the trio, when we moved the conversation to the local brewery, the Angry Scotsman. Professional and level-headed, Casey was born in Oklahoma, found his way back after some time in New York City and Nashville. The group made it official in 2018, and his arrival offers an interesting balance to the trio and different perspective to the conversation.
I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and like our relationship was kind of rocky, but we decided to make this big move to Nashville, Tennessee. And we were there about 6 months, and the relationship just completely fell apart. And the whole time I was just like basically like moved into separate rooms, and I was sitting in my room all lonely writing really sad songs. That's when I wrote
Crying for You.
Yeah, I wrote Crying for You when I got back. I wrote
Thanks for a good
Redheaded
song.
Gal, Time Won't Stand Still. Some of this. So eventually, the relationship completely ended, and I was like, I'd been away from Oklahoma for a very long time. And it's like, I got to get back home.
Yeah, man. That's
Everything
like
was
a day,
expensive, and I kind of
$12.
want to come back home and just like get my roots back. And my first week back, I got a job at FedEx, which I'm still there today.
Oh, and then the
I met
email.
my girlfriend, who's now my fiance, and I met these guys, who ended up being, my bandmates. Like literally within the first week, Well, I saw Ken had written a Craigslist ad, and with horrible typos. I don't know whose text message.
Man, every
and-
time I'm the piece of crap, right?
Well, no,
No,
you're a great dude.
You got a heart of gold.
Yeah, a heart of gold.
Not right with the shit.
But
I
like
can't.
Thumbs.
It's the truth.
thumbs the size of Texas.
It's
and
the truth.
Can't
I
be
mean-
bothered to review what he wrote. So he had this ad in Craigslist, and at that point I was just living in a one bedroom, and I needed to do stuff, to not just, be by myself and be all mopey. So I agreed to meet up with him. And his ad was for both of them, but Justin was out on business. I think you were in New Mexico. Yeah. And so, like, I just went over there, and Ken, I think
Brought
he
him
was
in this dark garage.
Yeah.
Listen to me play.
Wearing no shoes, like gym shorts. I pulled his bass. He was like, well,
No.
Justin's
I was playing acoustic at the time. No.
Oh, you did?
I was not playing bass at that time.
So what's your take? So he brings you into, he's got gym shorts in the garage.
It was like,
a dead body in the corner.
yeah.
Gear buried up front.
Might as well be. Might as well.
He was one of those things, just like, I'm a big guy, even if he is trying to kill me, maybe I can get the best of them, end up on the nightly news.
Right.
It was weird, but, he's just like, you should come around, my brother, who's not his actual brother, the guy that he keeps calling his brother, he's like, he's really great at guitar, just meet him. I'm just like, you know what? Why not?
Okay.
I was trying to open myself up to more experiences,
Right.
And then next time I met Justin and Ken, same garage, disgusting, chain smoking outside.
I told you, man. He was looking at me like he thought.
And there's
I
like, do you
was
mind if I smoke? And I was like,
My garage wasn't that.
I know. I feel like your garage
it
has
was-
got a bad
It was
rap.
pretty bad.
bad.
I'll tell you right now, it was pretty bad.
it's a girl's garage.
There was even like
Call a spade a spade. It was a gross garage.
A seat tore out of a car. A bucket seat that was chilling in there.
I'm a
And that's
decent
always had
mechanic. I
bucket
like to
seats.
collect stuff, so I was stealing
You can say
seats
that all
out
right.
of semi
You get no
trucks.
judgment from me, man. I'm with you. It sounds like a cool place to
It
hang.
was pretty crazy.
But then that's when I met Justin, and Justin played Blood Gold, which is on our album. And it was the first time I was just like, it definitely hit my groove of the outlaw country, like that era that I just loved. He's like, man, nobody really writes a good, like a bank robbing song anymore. But it was like, man, I could really gel with this. So we kind of we kicked back and forth, and eventually we got we pulled together somehow a 3-hour set list, right? That's what we did,
did.
3 hours?
Somehow. We had enough content.
Yeah.
Almost fighting each other. I mean,
And we did our first gig at Red Brick Bar, right?
Yeah.
Red
We
Brick
did.
Bar.
So.
Then we played the Blue Bonnet, which has become like
our home bar. Blue Bonnet has become the home bar.
It's kind of a staple. Really.
Yeah.
A lot of artists that we talk to
Yeah,
really.
Tanner, Michelle, they're great people.
they take a lot of chances on people, which is good, especially when
also-
you have almost no experience and they give us a decent deal,
And I mean, they're musicians themselves, so they know how it is. So
They
they
get
help
it.
everybody out. It's pretty cool.
And then things have been just kind of snowballing from there.
I was a stray dog on the sea, showing down
Since our interview, the band has added to their ranks with Joel Gerber on banjo and Cody Tucker on mandolin. No small thing growing a family. They released their solo album and an EP, with a new EP live from the Oklahoma Opry Volume 2 dropping soon.
We first started out as a party and just drinking, having fun, playing music in the garage. And it's crazy because we'd be out there jamming songs, and we wrote probably 4 or 5 songs. No, we had more than that, actually. We had a bunch.
But I feel like the basic thing is what saved him though is I got him off a binge though. He's going through a rough time in his life, and I feel like I saved his life.
No, he did. I mean, I'm not
really
gonna lie.
did.
I mean, I was going down a bad road. I just got done with a bad breakup, and I made some decisions that were poor. And I can't even say ooh, it's the first time, because I was so stupid back when I was a kid, and even to now. But man, if Justin wasn't there, I don't know what I would have done, honestly.
How long ago was this? Because that's very important, I think.
Well, that's probably about 2.5 years ago, almost 3. How long we've been together? Well, how long we've been playing music together, and then after that, we just took off. Our first gig was Whiskey Chicks, and it was free opening up.
No, it was
or not Whiskey
Whiskey
Chicks,
Barrel.
Whiskey Barrel.
And it closed down though. They didn't do it no more, but we used to do open mics there all the time.
For Gentry.
Yeah.
We used to open up for her, and then we just started growing from there. It just turned into, and as they say, I was like, why can't we get shows? But then as soon as I talked to other musicians, they're like, you just have to call 1 billion people and send out 1 billion emails and just keep trucking as long as you can and just keep working and working and working.
It is a lot of work.
But
But thank God for this guy because he takes care of all that.
I'm curious as to what you guys think that you bring to the table. You're talking about that Casey brings some discipline, maybe some sort of a business sense. What do you guys think that you bring, or each other bring?
Justin brings the talent. It's just Casey and Justin's voice, good lord. And the way he writes music, like, I don't understand how you come up with these lyrics, but good lord. I mean, if you just listen to some of the lyrics that he writes, I mean, it's beautiful. And then, again, as he taught me everything about singing, good lord, if you would have heard me singing.
It was bad.
Yeah,
It was really
I would have. But as family, he only needs to give me the truth. And it's only helped me grow.
Right.
And that's how I feel about that. I mean,
It's like constructive criticism.
yeah, because
But what now? What does he bring into the table now?
Man, the low ends, the deep ends, he's actually really good. I mean, everybody loves him. Everybody wants to hire him. So I feel very accomplished as a teacher because I feel like I did teach him everything. You
no,
know.
that's fair. You did.
But-
I'll give you that.
Your
you know.
humility is really is beautiful.
Hey, I appreciate that. I do. Hey, man, no, I'm jealous at Thompson. I'm like,
he was a
"Damn."
piece of shit.
Dude, he was, dude. He
You
was
were
so
nothing.
bad. Nothing without me.
Nah,
no, I'm
dude.
just kidding.
We're
But
family.
no.
I mean, we're
He-
gonna grow.
He is
We're
so
gonna
good,
live,
man.
we're
And
gonna
like,
love.
I am excited, dude. If he ventures off later on in his life, that will be wonderful because, like, dude, this guy is probably one of the best bass players I've heard in such a short amount of time. Like, he can do anything he puts his mind to, and I feel like anyone can. And it's all about believing in yourself. And I
Oh.
feel like he's done that along the way.
Well, that and a lot of psychedelics.
Well, you
That
know,
really
maybe,
helped me
you know, I need some
refine.
psychedelics to open up my third eye. I don't know, man. So, but proud.
Well, he talked about your lyrics. Tell me a little bit about your writing process.
My writing process is basically I sit in my front yard, drink a beer, maybe a shot or two, and I look into the sunlight and I don't know, come up with words.
Okay.
It's
That's about
weird.
it.
So do you
Really,
show
it's
up
the
with
weirdest
full,
thing.
do you show up with full a full set
No,
of lyrics?
it's usually
Or
half
like
a song.
here's a
No. Really, what we do is like how we did it in the past, which we need to do this again. Like rent out a cabin for a month and just
Yeah.
get belligerent, blackout
Yeah, I
drunk.
gotta get blacked out, man, to actually
just-
finish like a whole song because
and just write. I mean, that's it. Because whenever we were blacked out drunk, just writing and just writing and writing, that's literally all we did. I mean, there's only one song on the album.
And
Carry
you know,
on.
I will say too, man, it's like kind of like not a whole crowd is gonna like what you write over here, but they may like it over here on this side. And so you just gotta keep doing your thing and not feel discouraged.
So Justin's really good about taking stuff that has a lot of context, but then it has, it does.
A lot of drinking.
But there, also there's like the parts of like, the pain that comes from drinking, the consequences of drinking,
Right.
but it's done in like a nice glossy top, so it's fun.
Right.
It's snappy. So
Well, a lot of the
I will
I mean, to
say
be fair,
that,
a lot of the best songs they sound like they're upbeat, and then you like break down the lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
And it's depressing as hell.
It is, and that's
know what
what
I'm saying? That sort
you
of
can
layering
turn
is
the energy
prevalent
of a
in outlaw
song,
country.
though. Energy of a song. You can write something depressing, but put a tune behind it that's
Yeah.
super like uplifting or whatever, and like instantly, you got like some song that is like everyone can relate to. They hear the lyrics, but it paints the image in their head. But it's also uplifting to them because the music, what it promotes to them, or what they feel.
I can tell you this as a writer that if I'm happy, like I'm busy like living life.
yeah.
Exactly.
When I'm sad, I'm busy like
And your
remembering on
thoughts.
everything I lost.
Whenever he was sad, that's where pretty much almost all the songs on the album
Which is a
came
horrible
from.
thing. You don't ever want to be sad.
Yeah, no, it's a very,
Makes for good tunes though.
Yeah.
but it can be self-destructive because I think that that's very heartache's very inspiring. Sadness, loneliness, hitting the bottom.
Yeah.
Most of the time what happens is like, well, Justin will have an idea and we'll come to a practice and he'll be like, I got this idea. And sometimes we'll have a chorus and a verse. And I just have, before we even continue, I just have to be like, do we have like the chorus and the verse? Do we have like something resembling a structure?
Yeah.
Because we definitely need the hook. And so if we have the hook, then we can finish the song that evening. And so we'll mess around. And what's great about having, a guitarist and a fiddle player is that almost every song you need like the basic, like the vocal thing, but you need
the
like a
layout.
counter melody to really make it like a full package.
Okay.
To make it like a real song.
Really?
And if his song's not done, then sometimes, depending if I'm in the mood, we'll be like, Preston was like, well, let's finish it tonight. He's like, what are you trying to say? And we'll figure it out. We'll get a verse or two. And then we can always change it.
Yeah, sometimes it gets hard though, man. We get writer's block all the time, I feel like. Well, not Casey. I feel like Casey's got like no writer's block ever.
I just take like months off between actually trying.
Oh, well.
And then that's what happens.
You like fill up, and then,
Yeah,
and then
I'll
you're like
get-
ready to go.
Kinda,
3 or 4,
I
and
feel
then-
that though, because
Yeah.
every time I stop playing guitar for like months, and then I come back to it, I feel like I'm like the best guitar player ever.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I'm playing stuff I never knew I could play. So
Well, Justin will also write half a song. It's a hit. It sounds great, but then it's half a song.
Yeah.
Every time.
Best
All the
quality.
time. All the
Best
time.
quality.
But it's the best half.
Oh, it's great. It's great. It's the
Better half
best
of
half
it.
ever.
You guys have been down some hard roads, had some hard times. You've ended up here. You've got a great sound and a really cool vibe. What advice would you give to folks, to you, some young kids starting off?
don't give up. It's gonna get hard. There's a lot of things that are gonna like hinder you from doing what you want to do, but you gotta keep doing what you gotta do to succeed, and you gotta put in the work.
I would say take chances and be creative. I mean, I grew up burned. I mean, I don't give a shit what people think. I mean, I was angry back then, but it took me a long time to learn patience. My kids taught me a lot of patience. I've been in low and been in high, been in low and been in high, and just my whole life.
He lives in a roller coaster, dude.
Yeah, for real. I mean,
Emotional.
it ain't no
Emotional
lie.
roller coaster.
I mean, holy crap. But it's just more of like the people that I meet and help me get out of, keep me on my high and keep me going and keep on trucking. Because if I didn't have those people around me, especially the people I have around me today, it's like Justin, my girlfriend, I mean, my kids. I mean, I couldn't keep doing what we're doing now. I mean, you can either end it and suck and it just sucks, or just keep going. And that's why, I'm being a diesel mechanic for 12 years now, and I'm just like,
And he still won't fix my van in my front yard that has a
oh
parasitic
my God,
draw.
he's been riding me about this for
I have
like
a
a year and a
song
half.
about this. that I've
Jesus
been
Christ.
writing. And I'm like, they're the best mechanics
Figure out
in
this
town, but they
parasitic
won't help me,
draw.
dude. They won't do
How
it.
come you haven't fixed? How come you haven't?
I'm not getting paid to fix it. I hate.
it. I mean, come on.
I hate
Yeah,
working
after
on
it gets off
anything.
work.
I hate working on stuff. I hate it. I mean, it just drives me insane. As you said, why do you want to do stuff for work, or do you want to do what you love? And I want to do what I love. I hate what I do. I mean, I don't hate it. It pays the bills, but it's more of just like, I'd rather just play music all day.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather just be with my family and just create music and just have fun with it.
I will say though, man, it's really hard juggling between work to pay your bills and this. It's really complicated, and so I understand what they say, like put in the work, because it is extra work and
Holy
it's
crap.
really, really hard.
It ain't.
Because
He ain't lying.
I feel like it just
Compound.
wears on you, and it wears on the family. It wears on everything that you have going on, man.
Right.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, the reward's worth the effort. I mean,
It's an investment.
What you do.
It really is an
Investment.
investment.
Yeah.
Because like the end game is, you want to be somewhere where you can stop working and doing whatever you're doing, and like start your own career, your own business and stuff. And like I feel like that's where it's going.
Bottom of the Barrel is a band who knows the cost of the work, the juggle, and the sacrifice. They know that Oklahoma isn't the place where dreams die, but that roots gotta grab deep soil to take hold and stick through those crueler seasons. Each of them carries talent and a voice, blending together to sing rowdy tunes of rough living or heartbreak songs scrawled authentic. Gifted each, but even stronger together. A strange alchemy of perfect ingredients, the right chemistry.
Got me stacked up in the middle, pedal to the metal, trying to keep me on these blocks. Well, your innocence sweet, but it only gets sweeter once we take the training wheels off. My pappy was an orphan boy south of Detroit, caught up in the Old Town gang. But I'd never met a man who worked so damn. I just fill his cup with the liquor and shine, bootleg liquor and shine. This little hot heart of mine. Bootleg liquor and shine, liquor and shine, liquor and shine. All through the northern pines, right across the county lines, just to help pass our times, pass our times, pass our times, just to help pass our times. Woo-hoo. Traveling merchant could only go searching for a little bit of gold and silk. The silence will creep up from underneath, bringing all his riches to fill. Now you barter with the devil, well, you might as well pedal your way 6 feet on the ground. My mama always told me that the water be no glory. This bottle of mine, a liquor and shine, liquor and shine, bootleg liquor and shine. This little heart of mine, bootleg liquor and shine, liquor and shine, liquor and shine. All through the northern pines, right across the county lines, just to help pass our times, pass our times, pass our times, just to help pass our times. Woo-hoo. Shine, bootleg liquor shine. This little heart of mine, bootleg liquor shine, liquor shine, liquor shine. All through the northern bounds, right across the county lines, just to help pass our times, pass our times, pass our times, just to help pass our times, pass our times, pass our times, just to help pass our times. Pass our times. Pass our times, liquor and shine. Pass our times, pass our times, pass our times, liquor and shine. Pass our times, pass our times, pass our times, liquor and shine. Pass our times, pass our times, pass our times, liquor and shine.